go on the road for 6. If he hits a home run this next 6 games, he should not play on the road. I don't want him to be in a position to hit his home run 500 away from the home fans in Detroit. I'm proposing Miguel Cabrera as a home-only baseball player until that counter in left field reads 5-0-0. 248-539-9797. We got Timothy on 97.1. Timothy, what's up?
Hey, Jimmy. So think about it. I think your idea is great. I mean, listen, Miguel Cabrera, the longer you give, I mean, the load management, the NBA is already using it. So the more you play him, he's going to get worn out quicker. Let's limit his playing time to the home games, just like you said. We'll get to see a lot of the new faces right now. You know, Castro, both Castros, Nico, Paredes, whoever. We'll get to see them. We'll get to work with them a bit. And then Miggy, when he hits that 500th homer at home, he'll get to have a special moment, switch the crowd, all that good stuff.
You said the word moment, and I should have put that in my sales pitch, because you're right. It is a moment. When he hits 500 home runs, they're going to pause the game. The earth's going to stand still.
Absolutely.
There's going to be a ceremony. There's going to be a cheer, a standing ovation, an outpouring of support. Fans are going to want to get to those games and pay a premium to go. And the alternative, like, think about the alternative. He hits it in Cleveland. He hits it in Minnesota. He hits it in Chicago. Yeah, they're going to announce on the video board he hits 500, but it's not going to be the same moment.
Not the moment, though. Exactly.
That's a good phone call. I appreciate it, Timothy. We got Nick on hold. Nick, you're on 97.1.
Hey, how you doing?
Hey, what's up?
Okay, so I really like your idea of Cabrera. You know, I think Detroit sports, especially the last few years, deserve something, you know, meaningful like this. I mean, I can't remember a meaningful Tigers moment since when we were back in 2012 and 13 when we were, you know, good. So, you know, I think it would be a good idea to let him get to 499 and then say you're on the road and you've got 499, then I'd sit him and let him hit 500 at home. But every game that he sits is one less opportunity for him to get closer to 3,000, you know. So
yeah.
I like your idea. I would just let him get 499 and then make sure you pull him and make sure it's home.
So ticket texters are bringing that up too. If you only play him in road games, or only play him in home games and sit him on road games, it's going to take him longer to get 3,000 hits. I don't think he's getting 3,000 this year. Just looking at like how he's pacing, he's like a low 200s hitter. He's getting less than a hit. It's like a hit a game, something like that. There's not enough ground for him to get to 3,000 this year. So they're going to need him to chase 3,000 next year. So I'm kind of punting the dream of him hitting 3,000 in a Tigers uniform this year, and I'm just going to focus on whether or not he hits home run 500 at Comerica Park.
Well, then I absolutely agree with you. I didn't think of the logistics of it happening 3,000 this year, but, you know, after you said that, I totally agree with you.
Because in my mind, the only downside would be, instead of hitting 3,000 next May, he hits it next June, and you're just going to be subjected to more Cabrera in the everyday lineup. I suppose that's the other side of this, because I love Miguel Cabrera. Grew up watching the guy. He's phenomenal. I don't want him to be an everyday player, because if he's an everyday player, to me it means the team isn't progressing. So I do want him to hit the milestones and then get his send-off and then be in a more reserved role. It will take longer if he only plays home games. But if he hits a few home runs here, we can just be done with this before August is over. I mean, I think that's what everybody would love. The worst case scenario is this thing drags on and that counter in left field all of a sudden becomes an eyesore.
Right.
Appreciate the phone call. Yeah, Nick, appreciate it. You have a good weekend. Andrew is up next. Andrew, you're on Karsch and Anderson. You're on 97.1.
Hey, how's it going? First time caller. I think it's a great idea as well. You know, not only do you let the younger players get experience on the road batting, but also, you know, it's putting people in the stands. Like, who wouldn't want to be there for his 500 home run, you know? Can you imagine the outfield stands, the bleachers, all that, like packed full, people, you know, when's the last time Samantha's been like that? So, you know, I think that's a great idea.
Well, and I'll give you an idea of earlier this year. It was a Saturday night. I think there was a great ticket promo. It was part of that summer baseball bash package.
Yeah.
And they had 31,000. Were you? Okay. So you know what I'm talking about. That was, I was on that night. People were calling saying it was a playoff atmosphere. Now, I don't want to go that far. We've had playoff atmospheres. But I think it just spoke to people's desire to be back at the ballpark for big moments. And I think Cabrera's 500th home run is a big moment.
Yep, just like the electricity of that night, can you only imagine it with a big milestone like, 500 home runs. Like, it's just, we haven't seen anything in Detroit like that in quite a while, so it'd be nice to see that.
It's been too long, and I think people are starting to get excited with Yzerman fleecing people and pulling off Heisen trades. Cade Cunningham, franchise player, coming to the Pistons. The Tigers, the promise of a build, hopefully delivering on that this winter. The Lions, well, they're the Lions. I don't know, Dan Campbell's doing up-downs with the team. I'm not going to make fun of him for it. I know people are people think he's putting a target on his back, Dan Campbell, because he's kind of, I don't know, he's very, what's the word? Kind of, not goofy's not the right word. He's very much himself. I think kind of a football caveman. I think the players eat this stuff up. And in the spirit of, is he putting a target on his back? Here's the deal. If you lose in Detroit, we make fun of the Lions coach. Whether he's a big personality or a Jim Caldwell type. If you don't win, you're Matt Patricia, you're going to get made fun of. You're going to get made fun of whether you're a rah-rah guy or a disciplinarian or an offensive guru or a defensive guru. If you lose, we're going to find things to make fun of you for. Campbell's given us ammunition, but if he loses, I don't much care. If he wins, great. I mean, it's just, I don't think these actions hurt them on the field is how I look at it. I like that he's being himself. I like that he's going to go out there and try to win the locker room over and bring high energy. And if he loses, we would have made fun of him if he was boring. So I don't know that it makes much of a difference. He's quirky, is what a ticket texter says. That is a much better word. Thank you. Good stuff. We come back to talk about Cade Cunningham. I do want to give some more thoughts to some of these Tigers fans on the EV idea, but also get into Cade Cunningham and what the number one pick means for this franchise. It's 97-1.
Want to save a lot on your energy bills? Want to have some fun? Well, with the DTE Interactive Home, you can do both. From the attic to the basement, bedroom to backyard, the Interactive Home has tips, tools, programs, and products to save money in every room of the house. It's one of the few ways you can have fun and save money at the same time. Visit DTEinteractivehome.com today. DTE. DTE wants you to reach for the stars. Energy Stars, that is. That star on a product means it will save you energy, money, and it's better for the planet. Energy Star status is independently certified to lower both energy use and emissions. As a proud partner, DTE offers ways to integrate these products into your home and even buy some of them from our online marketplace at dteenergy.com/saveenergy. DTE. Detroit. Guns N' Roses Summer 2021. Biggest days, Comerica Park. Special guest, the debut of Man of WVH featuring Wolfgang Van Halen. Tickets on sale now at tigers.com/GNR. Guns N' Roses are back. It will be unmissable.
If you've ever hired someone to maintain your lawn, you know it can be a crapshoot. So many of these small companies are unreliable, and frankly, they don't do a very good job. You should hire Miller Landscape. They'll maintain and proactively manage all of your landscape needs, from mowing and pruning to flowers, fertilization, even your sprinklers. Miller can give you that amazing backyard kitchen or patio you've always wanted. You hear Mike Valenti talk about how great they are. Go to getmillernow.com. That's getmillernow.com.
Microban 24 protects against Staphylococcus aureus and Enterobacter aerogenes bacteria, but does not provide 24-hour protection against viruses. Every time you touch a surface, you leave behind bacteria. Use Microban 24 sanitizing spray to keep surfaces sanitized all day. Spray on hard surfaces to kill 99.9% of bacteria and viruses initially, including the virus that causes COVID-19. Microban 24 keeps killing bacteria for 24 hours, touch after touch. When used as directed, Microban 24. Touch after touch, it doesn't give up.
Benito's line cook just threw in his kitchen towel.
This order needs to go out right now.
He needs to find help before his customers are left waiting.
I'm so sorry. We'll be right with you. Who's got table 6?
Indeed can help him hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. With Indeed Instant Match, we immediately show you quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed meet your sponsored job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
The next time you're in Vegas, head to the D Las Vegas. It's not on the Strip. It's in downtown Vegas. The odds are better, the party's bigger, and you'll feel right at home. Book your stay today at thed.com. The D Las Vegas, your home for Detroit sports in Vegas.
The Detroit Tigers' annual Negro Leagues weekend is Friday, July 30th through August 1st, when the Tigers face the Orioles at Comerica Park. Join the Tigers as they pay tribute to the contributions of the Negro Leagues and African Americans to the game of baseball. For tickets and information, visit tigers.com.
This hour of Instant Feedback brought to you by Michael Pearl of National Benefit Plans. For affordable life insurance, call 877-734-2200.
Now, text or call the ticket using the same number. Ticket text 248-539-9797.
Yeah, I'm fully comfortable and confident in myself and who I am as a player and a person. And that, whatever environment, whatever situation I'm in, even if it's bad to start off with, or, I have a safety start, however it's a look, I know I can always, figure things out and get right. So, I'm very good at Detroit's capacity at the time, and now I want to, take it a sprint with it. So I want this year to be the year that we try to get into the playoffs and get some playoff experience under our belt, and then move from there.
Oh, that's a great cut. Cade Cunningham, playoffs this year? Guys, these are the fun conversations we get to start having now. The fun begins following Cade Cunningham as the number 1 overall pick. Jim Costa with you, Karshan Anderson, both the guys with the day off today. I'm out live at BetMGM Sports Lounge inside MGM Grand Casino, Detroit. This is a beautiful setup. Sportsbook season is here, especially with football right around the corner. Cade Cunningham comes in now, and he opens doors that weren't open in Detroit before. You have a budding superstar. That's the biggest piece of the puzzle to being a champion in the NBA. You got to have a superstar. You got to have someone that has the ball in their hand, makes big shots. Most clutch points in college basketball last year. The guy you drafted last night. 6'8", scores at all 3 levels, and makes his teammates better. That is the face of a franchise. So it opens the door, makes it easier to build a champion. Now you need to find the Robins, the number 2s, the number 3s to support him with. And the real reason the door is wide open is because Cade Cunningham loves him some Detroit. Instead of loves him some him, because I look at Jalen Green last night talking about securing the bag and max contracts. And for anybody that was arguing he was the better player, he was the flashier player. He could score. But the Pistons got the complete, real deal face of the franchise. Buffs and all last night. He wants to be in Detroit. He said, I'm all in Detroit. And I think Detroit can go all in with him. I think he's a guy you build around. And I think he's a guy you include in some of these big franchise decisions moving forward. This offseason, there's really not a big domino, a big move for the Pistons. Maybe some small stuff with Mason Plumlee being shipped out last night. But next offseason, there should be some cap space. And by the time Cade's rookie deal is up, you hope to have shown him that you're a place that believes in him, that empowers him, that wants his input, and that he stays. Because that's the big fear here too, guys, is NBA stars are mobile. They move. Big shiny objects. Super team over here. Giannis is an anomaly. We see what it can be like when you support your guy, when you go all in with him. I think you give the guy some say in what goes on with the personnel in the coming years. You assume he's going to be a franchise player because you don't get these chances very often. Once a decade do the Pistons get an exciting draft pick. And it's been 51 years since they had number 1 overall. This is the real deal in Cade Cunningham. I have high hopes for him. He is the betting favorite to win Rookie of the Year. He would be just the 3rd Detroit Piston to do it. I think he's a guy that can win a Finals MVP. That's the kind of skill set he has. The shameless tank at the end of a productive season bore fruit. Is that is sweet fruit. It's like one of those weird combo fruits, like, the hybrid fruits. It's like the uber sweet combination, like a grapefruit and orange together. That's, I think, what you're getting in Cade Cunningham. a really attractive case. 248-539-9797. I want to talk to Pistons fans. I realize this franchise hasn't given you much of a reason to care over the better part of 15 years. I don't blame Pistons fans for not packing Little Caesars Arena with Palace at the end. I don't blame Pistons fans who maybe haven't called sports radio a ton lately. The team hasn't given you much of a reason to believe. Save Ben Gordon and Charlie V for another day. This idea that you were too good to rebuild, so that you went out and got Brandon Jennings and paid Josh Smith, that you traded for Blake Griffin, who was hobbled, to get you into a meaningless playoff series. Those days are over. Troy Weaver came in and said, we're going to do this the right way. We're going to go and make big, aggressive trades to gut everybody from the roster not named Saquon and Boyer. We're going to play rookies, and then down the stretch, you got a boo-boo, you have an owie, you have a toothache, you're not playing. We're going to lose these basketball games because we need to give ourselves a chance to draft a Cade Cunningham, who opens up all the doors and creates all this fun conversation that we get to have in the years moving forward. And we do this cheesy game on sports radio, specifically here in Detroit. Who's the next team to win a championship? And it's really a sad commentary on where we are competitively. But it comes up all the time, right? Who's the closest? Who's going to get it done? I feel like today, the team closest to winning a championship in Detroit is the Pistons. The team closest to making the playoffs, to Cade Cunningham's point, is the Pistons. Because in basketball, one player can make the biggest difference. More than one pitcher or one hitter or one defenseman or one goalie, than one quarterback, than one defensive lineman. The Pistons got the most important piece to a championship, and they have a general manager who I think people here trust to help support him. I think the Pistons are closest. Now, I hope the Red Wings get some of Yzerman's guys up on the ice and the conversation changes. I hope the Tigers spend to a degree where they're making some noise. But here and now, I feel like the Pistons are the team closest to winning a championship in Detroit, following a franchise-changing draft pick of Cade Cunningham. 248-539-9797. Want to get some of the calls in the mix here. We got Brian. Brian, you're on 97.1.
Okay, Devin, how you doing?
What's up?
So, I wanted to comment on the Tigers, but also, since you're talking about Cade, it correlates to someone related to me that went to college with you.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, Eric Fisher.
There you go.
Now, Jim,
Number one overall pick.
remember Eric in college when the NFL picked him up and drafted him? He was only 290 pounds, and then he grew into that body, and by the time he was second, third year in the NFL, he was 320. So,
Oh, yeah.
physically, Cade Cunningham is just going to become a beast.
It's exciting because when you watch his highlights, he's got this step back three and he's 6'8", so guys really struggle. It's a lot like Luka's step back, where he's not like a great athlete, but he can get that shot that's really tough. And then you start thinking about if he bulks up a little bit. He's already a good player getting to the rim against college athletes, but as he grows into his body, he can become an all-around scorer, and then teams have to respect him. They have to collapse, and he's a willing passer. No, I mean, he's the real deal.
He really is, yeah. With the Tigers, I really believe that whether you're right or wrong about Cabrera being a home player, Tigers have to just play him at home because that will sell seats, and that'll generate more money for them. And from a business standpoint, what Illich does. Can you imagine? Bring the guy in at 2 o'clock, see what he says, and then tell him this.
Hey, I appreciate the call, buddy. We have some breaking news, Paul. What's going on here?
Well, according to John Heyman, the Tigers are sending Daniel Norris to the Brewers, but we don't know what the Tigers are getting back yet.
So I was wrong. Not enough people do this in our industry. I was wrong. I didn't think they'd make a single move. Now, I suspect this is not going to be an earth-shattering trade, Paul, if it's just us girls talking. I imagine this is not going to be a prospect of any significance. Daniel Norris is an exciting project for a new team to take on because he's a lefty that throws hard, but he's not a great reliever, and I don't imagine the Tigers are getting a difference maker in the pipeline, do you?
Probably not. Probably maybe a draft pick or something. A couple draft picks.
you can't trade picks in baseball, but like an equivalent, like one of those more recent picks who are yet to develop that you're rolling the dice on and you hope you get a steal. Yeah, I could see something like that. I do think people also want ready-made guys just because this team's starting to win a little more. Jason Beck reporting that right-handed pitcher Reese Olson is heading back to the Tigers in the Daniel Norris trade. Quick, everyone Google Reese Olson, because I'm not going to pretend I know anything about the guy. But we'll huddle up and learn a little more about him and try to piece together a little bit of his profile and whether or not you think any other trades are going to happen before 4 o'clock today, because I didn't think any would happen. But this is a sell move, trading Norris to a World Series contender. So the Tigers kind of erring slightly on the side of sellers. Maybe a short sale ahead of what could be a better season next year where they're in more contention. 248-539-9797. Dave, you're also waiting. Dave, you're on Carson Anderson. You're on 97.1 The Ticket.
Hey, thanks. Just wanted to chime in on Cade Cunningham. As most Piston fans, I'm extremely giddy this morning. Can't wait to see what Cade does this upcoming season. And I agree with pretty much everything that you said thus far. The one thing that I disagree with is I don't see a need to have to involve Cade in roster decisions. I mean, I think that tends to mess with teams. I mean, look at LeBron. I mean, he was given power to make roster decisions, and I'm not quite sure that
now they got Russell Westbrook coming out to LA.
Yeah. So right. I mean, I think, and I don't think he is the type of guy that's going to require that. I mean, I had to
explain it better because I'm getting some pushback on that. Let me talk with you, okay, Dave? Because I'm getting pushback on it. When I brought it up earlier, people were out of their mind. You can't do that. He hasn't earned that. What I'm saying is I want him to have an open dialogue with management, the ability to put in his own input, maybe not year one, but as he gets settled in here, before he gets to a point where he's a free agent, I want him to feel like he's heard. I want him to feel like the team values him and wants to make his life easier. If he needs a certain skill set to make the team better, I want them to listen and be open to that type of thing, because otherwise you run into resentment. I think you're seeing that with Aaron Rodgers in Green Bay, where you have a superstar talent that feels like you've cut me out at the knees every year. You don't want that kind of resentment from a guy who could be a decade-plus player in Detroit.
Okay, I give you that involvement in the process, but I mean, keep in mind that
I don't want him making the draft picks.
Keep in mind, we've got arguably one of the best GMs in the league right now. I mean, what Weaver's done in a short period of time has been remarkable. I mean, you have to see how this, the latter half of this draft plays out. But he obviously hit a home run last year, and so I mean, you keep him in the process. But I think in the list of things that Cade is going to command and demand, I don't think that's probably what I would say.
Well, no, and I don't think he's a on the table guy. So maybe this is all a moot point. And maybe the GM is so good that they'll have great support and he'll never run into a situation where he starts looking elsewhere with a wandering eye. I certainly hope that's the case. But I think you do everything you can to build strong relationships within the organization. That's just where I'm coming from. Is I want to build strong relationships around the guy that could be a lifer here, or at least for the core productive years of his career. Quick little insight on this Reese Olson, who the Tigers got back from Daniel Norris trade, breaking like now. He's 21 years old. He was a former 13th round draft choice. He's never been above high A ball, and his ERA in the minors is a career 4.55. So I don't imagine he is an elite prospect. I don't imagine there's a lot of sizzle to him. Effectively a bag of balls. Hope he turns out to be a diamond in the rough. But that's the Tigers' lone trade ahead of the deadline. Jim Costa filling in, Carson Anderson. It's 97.1.
On a hot day, there's nothing like walking into your home and getting hit with a blast of cold, refreshing air. Unless your house is just hot all the time. Then all you want is some relief. USA Insulation fixes hot homes. Because once their premium foam fills up your walls, you'll get relief from sleepless hot nights. You'll get relief from big electric bills. And you'll get relief from family members being cranky about the heat. You know exactly what I'm talking about. Shoot, even your AC unit will get some relief. And you know every time that thing clicks on, it's costing you money. Put an end to the madness once and for all. Get your home insulated the right way with USA Premium Foam Insulation. And here's a deal you don't want to miss. For a limited time, when they foam your walls, they'll insulate your attic for free. So stop sweating and start saving. Call today, 1-800-USA-FOAM. That's 1-800-USA-FOAM or USAinsulation.net.
USA Insulation. Navien tankless water heaters, the proven leader in condensing technology. Request a Navien because you deserve the best in endless hot water delivery. Learn about Navien's condensing tankless water heaters and find a Navien contractor at tanklessmadesimple.com.
This is Andrew Bogish with an Odyssey Sports Minute. No Golden Slam for Novak Djokovic. A 3-set loss today in Tokyo means no gold medal, in addition to his Australian Open, French Open, and Wimbledon titles, with the U.S. Open coming next month. I'm sure Djokovic is disappointed, and plenty around the tennis world are deflated that we're missing history. But the real, more important history can still be made. The gold medal's a bonus and happenstance. It just so happens that this is an Olympic year. The accomplishment is the Grand Slam, winning all 4 majors in the same calendar year, and that's very much still in play for Djokovic. The last slam was Steffi Graf in '88. The last man to do it was Rod Laver in '69. Djokovic will arrive in New York in a few weeks as the favorite, and if he makes history, we might have to stop wondering who's better between him, Nadal, and Federer. I'm Andrew Bogish.
Air fryers, oil paints, saxophones, hiking boots, sewing machines.
The new Wells Fargo Active Cash Visa card. Find your next passion with unlimited 2% cash back on purchases. Terms apply. Wells Fargo Bank N.A. All rights reserved.
The internet has a lot to say about Samsung Galaxy. Reddit user Flamodemo says, "This is the worst phone I've owned. People are always bothering me about it. I'm scared just to use my phone in public, as a random someone may just give me a stupid grin or whisper to their friends. I cannot stand the fact that I just can't relate to normal phones anymore. Are you ready for this life? Find out at Samsung.com/reserve.
Air fryers, oil paints, saxophones, hiking boots, sewing machines.
The new Wells Fargo Active Cash Visa card. Find your next passion with unlimited 2% cash back on purchases. Terms apply. Wells Fargo Bank N.A. All rights reserved.
The international games are back, and Greektown Casino is going for the win. Catch all the excitement at the Barstool Sportsbook as the USA athletes compete for all the glory. Watch all your favorite events on 25 HD TVs and 30-foot video wall, and wager on one of the 40 betting kiosks or online on the Barstool Sportsbook app. There are so many reasons to enjoy the 2021 games at Greektown Casino. So grab your friends and get in on all the action at Greektown's Barstool Sportsbook. Problem gambling? Call 270-7117.
Radio, we'll be en route to Kroger to fight hunger.
This is Rachel Hurst, Corporate Affairs Manager with Kroger, Michigan. So excited to announce a special partnership with Kroger and local first responders for the Kroger Zero Hunger Emergency Food Drive. Right, Chief?
We will have over 50 law enforcement agencies collecting non-perishable food donations for families in need at select Kroger stores.
When school is out, many children go hungry. Help us fill a patrol vehicle with food donations to feed hungry children across the state.
Please donate this Saturday. Visit 971theticket.com/feedbish for a list of participating Kroger stores.
Radio.com is now Odyssey. Download the Odyssey app and listen to 97.1 The Ticket and all the sports, news, music, and podcasts that move you.
Jim Costa in for Karsh and Anderson today. Kate Cunningham Day Part 2. A lot to celebrate. If you missed any of it, Odyssey.com, rewind. Or, Rico Beard's going to have stuff coming up for you at 2 o'clock. We got this Tigers trade. And I know Rico's digging deep into Baseball Britannica, Baseball America to figure out who the hell the Tigers are getting back. I didn't think they'd make a move. They traded Daniel Norris just moments ago. And let's be honest, if you're trading a pitcher whose ERA is nearly 6, I don't know what you expect to get back. Now, he's a hard thrower. Milwaukee, everybody needs arms if you're pushing for the postseason. But they gave up Reese Olson. And in a quick scan of the Brewers minor league system and their prospect charts, I can't find him. He's not a top 30 prospect for the Milwaukee Brewers. So you got back a ham sandwich, effectively. This is why I'm like, hey, I don't know if Al Avila needs to make a ton of moves. The big moves they're going to have to make are going to be Chris Ilitch opening the wallet in the wintertime. I mean, listen, the deadline's 4 o'clock. We'll see if they make any other moves. I didn't think they'd do anything. And seeing this move, I don't really understand the purpose. I mean, I guess Olson's younger. They need arms in the farm system. But Reese Olson's got an ERA nearly 5 in high A. It's not like this guy is even thought of as a guy who could pan out down the line, a guy who could project to the major leagues. So there's your breaking Tigers news. 248-539-9797. Ticket texture on the Kate Cunningham stuff says, Jim, when we get cap space or Blake's money runs out, I think both will be next summer. He says, who's a player we can get to be the third part of our big three? Cade, Grant, and who can we get? Here's the beautiful thing. You get to be in the market for a disgruntled star or a player who's getting up there in age on a team going nowhere. And who that guy is, I don't know. I mean, I can give you a list. Like, I don't think Karl Anthony Towns is long for Minnesota. Zach LaVine's going nowhere in Chicago. Paul George, if Kawhi Leonard leaves, is going to be the last man on the sinking ship out there. Pascal Siakam has a relationship with Dwayne Casey. It looks like Toronto's going full rebuild. Booker's got 3 years left on his deal. Maybe he wants a Detroit reunion in 3 years if the Pistons are good. I don't know. The point is the fun starts now. You have a guy who's supposed to be a superstar. That's the expectation with the number 1 overall pick. You can start looking at all these disgruntled players, and Troy Weaver's one of the most aggressive, the most aggressive general manager in all of basketball. I think this becomes fun now. You can exhale. You can have a little fun. If you woke up today with that dumb grin on your face, that kind of afterglow, I understand why. It's because the Pistons finally have a pulse. Do we have Rico? Is he standing by?
I'm here, Cookies.
Oh, how you doing, buddy?
Man. You know what? You may have had the line of the year. I may have to steal this from you. You talked about tradition, and you're like, tradition is being peer pressured by dead people.
You like that?
I had to stop the vehicle and just applaud you. Like, tradition is just being peer pressured by dead people. Or is that the quote? I want to get it right.
That's what I said. Yeah. Peer pressure from dead people.
And like that is so true. I mean, you're holding up. Well, you have to do it. Why? Because people who are dead used to do it this way. I love it.
Do you think they should make Miguel Cabrera a home-only baseball player until he hits 500 numbers?
I think that they should offer whoever, the Orioles, hey, throw 3 softballs up there, let him hit it out the park so we can get this thing over with and get rid of this guy. I mean, Hatcher was like, well, he still has
Harvey's arsenal.
Yeah, he was like,
that's not going to be a problem.
Yeah, but Hatcher was like, well, he still has to get 3,000 hits. I'm like, oh my God, he's never leaving.
That's not till next year. That counter's going to sit up there through the Michigan winter and just get pelted.
I mean, yeah, I feel like we're being held hostage by Miguel Cabrera. Seriously, is the risk worth the reward? Like, what do you get? Okay, he hits the home run, he takes the victory lap, and then we got to wait for him to get his 3,000th hit, and that could take, we hope, next year?
Yeah, April, May, June, who knows?
Yeah.
Probably early first half of next season, he hits 3,000. Hopefully he's in kind of more of a DH role, and the team's in a better place to where they don't...
If we're going to turn this into a circus, we should make it mandatory. He's got to wear the wig and the big red nose.
He's got a big red nose.
Right. Okay, you want to make this a circus, go out there, clown, make me a bicycle, and do your thing.
Rico, what do you have coming up today in addition to breaking down the Brewers minor league farm system?
Right, because, yeah, they could have did better. I mean, couldn't they have gotten at least a Popeye's chicken sandwich?
Something. Yeah, I said it was a ham sandwich. At least get something a little crispy.
Right.
A little zesty.
Something, but they got nothing. Oh, we're not breaking that down. So if you're waiting for that, then just wait for Rieger and Wojo or whoever comes on after me. We're going to talk about Cade Cunningham. Looking at the Pistons, I mean, you kind of touched upon it. Do you want them to build this thing with homegrown talent? Are you going to reinvest in the guys, in Isaiah Stewart, and those guys, or do you go the route of the Lakers? And in a few years, when the money falls off, do you just boss. Gov came, we were in the bullpen talking, and Gov came up with a topic, and it's a Big Ten related topic. I think it's pretty, I think it has teeth, but I'll leave that up to the crowd. We're going to get that probably around the 3 o'clock hour. And we're going to talk to a former Piston, a former lottery pick. Lindsey Hunter is going to join the show later on. We got to show up a time. He is also the head coach of Mississippi Valley State basketball team. But yeah, he's going to join us to kind of talk about what it was like and what to expect from Cade and what Cade can expect from Detroit. So we're going to get him on a little bit later on in the show.
All right, Rico, last thing. When are you going to get out to MGM? Because I got to get you out here. I mean, this is a beautiful setup that I've been spoiled today sitting out here in downtown Detroit at the casino. We got to get you out here, all right?
Yeah, don't think that I'm not sitting there saying, wait, I'm doing the BetMGM reads and Jimmy Cookins is out there at the casino. I didn't get an invitation. You're like, hey, I'm doing the show from the casino. I'm like, we are? And you're like, no, I am. I'm doing the show from the casino.
Jim, hello?
They're basically saying, F you, just sit there and do the reads, but Jimmy's coming out to the casino. So
I get the party, sit in the recliner, watch the games on the TV. And by the way, I did make the bet. Tigers on the run line tonight. I'm not overly proud of it. I'm getting shameful looks. You guys will have some fun with your show, Rico. I'm looking forward to it, all right?
All right, Cookies, be safe. See you next week.
See you. 97.1.
As summer heats up, so does the sports betting action at BetMGM. Sign up now using the bonus code STONY, and your first wager is totally risk-free. Up to $600. Place your bets on all the exciting showdowns in Major League Baseball, MLS, and more sports from around the globe. And when you register with BetMGM, you also get instant access to a variety of parlay selection features, live betting options, player props, and daily boosted odds specials on big games. From breathtaking goals to colossal home runs, the king of sportsbooks takes every play to a new level of excitement. Simply download the BetMGM app today or go to BetMGM.com and enter bonus code STONY to get back up to $600 on your first wager. With BetMGM, you're just a few taps away from turning game time into showtime. New customer offer, paid and free bets. Visit BetMGM.com for terms and conditions. Must be 21 or older, Michigan only. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-270-7117 for confidential help. Excludes Michigan disassociated person.
Are you paying too much for term life insurance? There's a tremendous price war among the major term life companies. Rates have dropped dramatically in the past few years. For example, a man age 45 non-tobacco user, $1 million of coverage, $75 per month level rate for the next 10 years. Or a man age 50 non-tobacco can obtain $500,000 of coverage for a monthly premium of only $110 per month, guaranteed not to change for the next 20 years. That's right, level rate guaranteed not to change for the next 20 years. If you're a smoker, we have great rates available for you as well. At Turnbusters, we specialize in policies of $500,000 and above. If you're looking for new or replacement term life insurance, call today for a quote at 1-800-569-5440. That's 1-800-569-5440. You're probably paying more than you should. Call Turnbusters, 1-800-569-5440, or visit our website at turnbusters.net. Remember, 1-800-569-5440. Rates and availability may vary by state. Sample rate quotes based on preferred non-tobacco underwriting. Exam required to qualify.
Hi, I'm David Hall from Hall Financial. If you haven't refinanced your mortgage in 2021, you need to call Hall Financial right now to see if you qualify for our no appraisal 8-day close. Call today, 248-308-5000, or go to callhallfirst.com.
The average time a resume spends on an HR manager's desk is 7 seconds, and most of them are tossed aside. Now imagine if one of those resumes belonged to Yasmin, who was
living in a shelter, juggling 3 jobs. I had to be resilient. That's something that you can't teach.
Or if that resume was from someone who
worked 12-hour shifts at the recycling company with my dad, who's 72. That taught me a work ethic that I carry with me every day.
We rely so much on a resume, yet it could never tell the full story of someone.
Growing up where I did, a lot of things could have gotten in the way of my goals. But I learned to push through, and that's what I bring to work every day.
So maybe it's time we look beyond the resume and look to Grads of Life. Discover new ways to develop great talent that are so much more than what's on paper at gradsoflife.org. A public service announcement brought to you by Grads of Life and the Ad Council.
Rock in the 70s and 80s
that conjures up memories of epic tailgate parties, mesmerizing late shows, fog machines and lighters held high. Walk this way, you and me, babes. Arena Rock, the new Odyssey exclusive station. Get it on the Odyssey app today. WXYT FM and WXYT HD1 Detroit. An Odyssey station. Sports headlines. All day, every day. From the Sold by Mike C Sports Desk. This is 97.1 The Ticket.
Brought to you by Mother Waddles. The MLB trading deadline coming up in just about 2 hours. Plenty of deals have already gone down, including Max Scherzer going to the Dodgers along with shortstop Trey Turner from Washington. The Yankees signed All-Star Anthony Rizzo. The Red Sox nabbed slugger Kyle Schwarber. The Tigers tonight will go for 4 straight victories. They'll be at Comerica Park against the Orioles for Game 2 of their series. Tarek Skubal getting the nod. A 7:10 first pitch right here on 97.1 The Ticket with Dan Dickerson on the call. Some moves for the Red Wings as they continue to build their roster. The latest being a trade for center Mitchell Stevens from Tampa Bay for a 6th-round pick in 2022. They also bring aboard Ryan Lashoff on a 1-year deal, who won 2 Calder Cups with the Griffins. And Pistons GM Troy Weaver joining our morning show right here on 97.1 The Ticket to talk about what's next for number 1 overall pick, Cade Cunningham.
Just coming in, learning the system, get assimilated with the guys, learning his teammates, and building his body and his endurance back up with expectations for the summer.
Weaver saying that he knew he was going to 100% pick Cunningham the morning of the draft. At the Ticket Update Desk, I'm Chris Villar. For more, stay tuned to 97.1 The Ticket and Odyssey.com.
Cade Cunningham has no weaknesses, and he is a perfect fit for Detroit.
Detroit was a great city. The people there were showing me love, so my trip in general was just a good trip.
I don't think I'd hesitate. I think it would be Cade Cunningham. You know, Mike Schmitz has compared him favorably to Luka Doncic.
What Cade Cunningham has, counter moves, and those counter moves have counter moves.
I mean, I love Detroit. I think, you know, the facilities were big time. The people throughout the organization were really good people. And I think they got a lot of things going for them in the future, so definitely a good organization. If they take me, I'll definitely be happy.
With the first pick in the 2021 NBA Draft, the Detroit Pistons select Cade Cunningham.
Good afternoon, and with that, Cade put on the buffs. He embraced Detroit, hoping that Detroit will embrace him. But he is now a Piston. The debates are over. He is a Piston. Let's hope that Detroit basketball is going to be back. Mike's off today. I'm just going solo. I got David. I got Kenny. We even, I think, have Roberto until about an hour or so when he realizes that Mike is no longer here. Good afternoon. But yeah. So, what?
Your car alarm is going off, Rico.
Oh,
I think you might be sitting on your keys.
I'm like, the alarm is going off.
Well, now it's going down the street. I don't know what's happening.
I'm like David whispers in my ear, the alarm is going off. I'm like, wait, did somebody called in something to the show? Come on. All right, it's off now. We're good.
No, it's still going.
It's still going?
It's still going. I think we need someone to come in here and take care of Rico's vehicle here.
Okay. Well, hopefully it's done. All right. If not,
we're all set. Yeah.
Okay. Woo! All right. Take 2. Cade Cunningham officially becomes a Piston. He's doing his press conference right now. And the first thing, man, when I saw this, I'm thinking to myself, this is absolutely a win. This is what the Pistons needed. I know we talked about, what about Jalen Green? You know what? I'm so glad because I saw Jalen Green's suit and immediately thought, no, that's a no. You're coming in there with this glitter suit on. I'm expecting your 4 brothers from Gary, Indiana to come and join you up on stage. Hard pass. Cade came in. He said all the right things. He talked about the team. Cade talked about, you know, how he wants to get this team better. He even gave a tip of the cap to last year's draft picks and said, look, you got 2 guys on the all-rookie team already. Talked about Killian Hayes. he wants to. He did his homework. If nothing else, he knows what he's doing. He knows where he's going. I mean, that's aside from putting on the buffs and trying to be embraced by the city. And for those who are on the fence, David, once he put those glasses on, I'm like, oh, he's in. He is in. Detroit finally has a star to this city. He's the first one, hopefully, of many. But the Pistons are ready to get this thing going. You got to wonder what's Troy Weaver going to do next and how he's going to build this team. But I was just so happy. We knew going in that they were going to get Cade Cunningham, but now they have him. Now he's coming to Detroit. They even picked up Isaiah Livers and Luka Garza in the second round.
Yes.
Livers is hurt. Livers is probably going to be on your G League. He's going to be on the Motor City Cruise, the G League team.
I don't remember what the new name is.
I think
Drive, isn't it?
No. I think it's the Cruise. But Luka Garza is interesting because there's a spot open for the backup center position. He could possibly get a little bit of run. He's the Big Ten Player of the Year, National Player of the Year. It's a good value pick for where they got him, but let's face it, it was all about Cade. Cade coming in here. This is what you were hoping to see. The Pistons now have it. And, now what's next? Where do you go from here? Because you got a lot of guys under contract. You are missing that piece. He brings the leadership. He brings something that I don't think Detroit has had in a long time. A guy who's not afraid to just be himself. A guy with personality. Because I can't recall the last Detroiter, supposed star, who had personality. I mean, Matthew Stafford, he didn't have the personality. Calvin didn't have personality. He's got personality. He's going to make people really like him. And the reason why I say that is because you need the personality in order to attract people to want to play with you. Because you can go out there and say, hey, don't you want to come here? Don't you want to do this with me? Trust me on this type. And you want to come to Detroit. Because Detroit, because you look at what the Lakers did. Lakers go out, they get Russell Westbrook. I think they threw their team away. But that's just me. I don't think it's going to work. But the Lakers are all about, hey, LeBron is cultivating all those relationships that he has. I think Cade has that type of personality that down the road, he may be able to attract somebody to come to Detroit and play with him to get this team to the next level. My expectations, I think it's where everybody's expectations. Can you compete for a play-in game? Not necessarily a playoff spot, but can you be relevant in the last 2 weeks of the regular season? And even if you miss out on the play-in spot by a game or two, that's a win. That's a success. It means you're back in the lottery. Hopefully you get another piece that you can add to this puzzle. Or Cade Cunningham #1 overall, and I almost got upset about it because I get it. He's from Detroit. He had to let everybody know he's from Detroit.
Yes.
I'm from the D.
Right. I love it. I understand. He embraces it, and he wants to bring up the past. And, the last time, #1 overall was my father, and now we're doing this. I'm like, look, dude, this ain't about you. This is about Detroit. This is about Cade Cunningham. I don't need to hear from you. He almost ruined the moment for me.
Yeah, I mean, if you're Detroit, you want the love because, let's face it, you don't get much love. You don't. I mean, here's the thing. I don't know if you saw, there's a documentary coming out on Netflix.
Yeah.
The Malice in the Palace.
Uh-huh.
But it's going to be told from the Pacers' point of view.
I saw that.
We just finished watching the Pistons basically become the enemy of the world in The Last Dance because Jordan pulled no punches. The Pistons were the worst things ever. I mean, they found every bad thing. They cleansed Dennis Rodman when they brought him to the Bulls, but the Pistons are bad, they're bad, they're bad. And now you're going to get the Malice at the Palace on Netflix. And it's going to be Jermaine O'Neal and Steven Jackson, all of them are going to be telling basically all the footage of the crowd stepping out. And trust me, that night, it's funny because I had 3 things I could do that night. I didn't choose to go to that game. I heard it right back on the freeway. Oh, wow. So I'm listening and my eyes just going crazy. And of course, you're thinking NBA fight. Let's be real. Right? NBA fights are, you see tougher fights between kindergartners. Okay, it's just a bunch of slapping at each other at the air and hold me back, hold me back, hold me back. So I called somebody and said, is this fight really going down this way? They were like, let me see. And then they're like, oh my God. Wow. Yeah. It took like, what? Describe it. It's like, it's everywhere. They're in the crowd. So that's going to be coming out. So once again, Detroit's going to get a black eye. Yesterday, it was cool because Detroit became the center of the basketball world. Cade has personality, folks. That's something we haven't had in a star in a long time. And if I'm you probably want to get aboard with the Pistons because we haven't had personality from a star since Grant Hill. And let's face it, half the city didn't embrace Grant Hill because he was too smart. Cade looks like he knows what he's doing. He knows what to say. He's embraced this thing. And I want to know, right here, right now, I mean, are you feeling good? Are you feeling the way that I'm feeling with Cade Cunningham now as a Piston? 248-539-9797. Because I think that this is what they need. This is the guy that can take them to that next level. This is the guy that will not only make his teammates right here, right now better, but this is the guy with his personality. He can draw other people to want to come to play for the Pistons. Because down the line in a few years, the Pistons are going to be sitting in the driver's seat. A lot of dead money falls off. The Blake Griffins of the world, those contracts are gone. And the Pistons may be sitting there with some $30 to $40 to $50 million to spend that they can actually afford to bring in a top name at the time or bring in somebody who wants to be traded, who's angry at what they are. And if you're like, well, we don't know, who thought last year at this time Ben Simmons was going to be available? Now, that's a poor choice because I wouldn't want Ben Simmons here. But you get what I'm saying. People are going to be available, and the Pistons have the money to be players, to go out there and bring people in. And I think a lot of that is going to come with Cade because I think he's going to draw people here. He is going to make Detroit relevant in the NBA once again. 248-539-9797. Plus, later in the show, we'll bring in a former NBA lottery pick, former Piston champion, now head coach at Mississippi Valley State. Lizzie Hunter's going to be joining us sometime later on in the show, so make sure you stick around. But right now, are you excited as I am that Cade is here? Because I can see he's going to do stuff for the Pistons off the court just as much as he's going to do stuff for the Pistons on the court. 248-539-9797-97. Buying a vehicle should not be stressful. I know it is. I know it sucks most of the time. But look, when you go to Moran Buick GMC, you're going to deal with human beings, right? You're not going to walk in. It's not a meat market. They do it right. They're a high-volume dealer. They don't need to pressure anybody. Their sales results are the sales results. They got more inventory than anybody. There are car dealerships out here normally carrying 1,000 cars. They got 16 of them. I mean, it's insanity. Not with Moran Buick GMC. They got more inventory. They've got more options. And the best part, let's say you don't want to go and talk to anybody. MoranBuickGMC.com. Comfort of your couch. It's all there for you. So stop on down, sit on the couch, do either way. Doesn't matter to me. You can ask for John O'Reilly, Kujigan Telegraph, just north of Eureka and Taylor. Or hit them up, MoranBuickGMC.com. It's car buying made simple. Moran Buick. Experience the new Buick.
Stratus Building Solutions of Detroit. Excellence in commercial cleaning. Hi, I'm Jeff Kolaski. As your business continues to operate through these winter months, disinfecting against COVID-19 and the cleanliness of your facility is essential for customers and your employees. No matter your business, daycare, office building, fitness center, retail, or factory, your satisfaction is guaranteed. Call us today for a free quote at 313-960-4737. That's 313-960-4737 or visit us at stratusdetroit.com.
On a hot day, there's nothing like walking into your home and getting hit with a blast of cold, refreshing air. Unless your house is just hot all the time. Then all you want is some relief. USA Insulation fixes hot homes. Because once their premium foam fills up your walls, you'll get relief from sleepless hot nights. You'll get relief from big electric bills. And you'll get relief from family members being cranky about the heat. You know exactly what I'm talking about. Shoot, even your AC unit will get some relief. And you know every time that thing clicks on, it's costing you money. Put an end to the madness once and for all. Get your home insulated the right way with USA Premium Foam Insulation. And here's a deal you don't want to miss. For a limited time, when they foam your walls, they'll insulate your attic.
double quarter pounder with cheese with just ketchup and onion, and a large Coke. That's it. No, that was a double quarter pounder with cheese with just ketchup and onion.
Okay, you can change it up the first window. Sorry about that.
He's great on TV. How can you say that, Rico?
That guy's being sarcastic, right?
I think he's serious.
Yeah, he's serious. He makes my ears bleed. Like, sometimes he's good, but last night he wasn't. I think he compared Cade's the best draft pick since LeBron James.
I know.
I mean, if I'm on the set, I'm like, wait, whoa, I like Cade Cunningham. Did you just say he's the best draft pick since LeBron James? How about we shoot a little bit lower and say since Devin Booker?
Yeah, thank you.
I'm okay with that, but LeBron James? Come on.
Well, I have a theory on why he says LeBron James, because he can't be on TV without saying LeBron James' name. But that's hey.
I'm glad you're here, Roberto.
This one may fit your description of perfectly. Says, thank you. I'm not the only one. Perkins sounds like his mouth is full of food combined with the most ignorant takes.
Hey man, swallow the potato salad first. You're spitting all over the place. And then I couldn't do it, man. I had to turn the volume down, and that was the perfect compromise. One more.
Here's someone that clearly still doesn't like the pick. It says, bad pick. Houston stole the draft. Literally everyone said it.
You know what? I'm glad that person said that. Unnamed texter, here's why I think listen to what Cade had to say. Cade was about the team. Cade was about the Pistons. Jalen Green was about Jalen Green. Jalen Green was about how he's going to get a max deal. Jalen Green's talking about how he's going to win Rookie of the Year. It's okay to have confidence. But he wasn't talking about Houston. It was almost like he's better than you. He's bigger than you. I'm just going to come in here and take up. Yeah, he's going to shoot a lot because Houston has nothing. But I listened to that. I even set aside the disco ball suit that he had on. Because that tells me you have no friends. Because nobody lets you walk out. No. Bro, I thought you was joking with that. Are you serious going to wear that to the draft? But his comments, that's where I had a problem. That's where I was like, I'm so glad that the Pistons did not fall for the bait and take Jalen Green. Jalen Green is ESPN highlights. Jalen Green is going to be some power dunks. Jalen Green is going to be Miles Bridges, a guy that you're going to be like, wow, look at that play. But in essence, can you win with Jalen Green? I don't think so. I think you got the better of the two. And I hate to do that because it makes it seem like you could only have what? Both can be successful. But I think you have a higher ceiling with
Supposed to be a double quarter pounder with cheese with just ketchup and onion.
I like the personality because this city got something that it needed. This city got something that hasn't had.
Double quarter pounder with cheese with only ketchup and onion.
Somebody to come in and embrace it and be proud to say, I'm in Detroit. I'm going to make Detroit the best that I can, and I'm going to represent Detroit. Not, I'm here, but I'm leaving in 4 years once my contract is up. He seems like he's going to be here a while. He seems like a guy that embraces everything that the Pistons want to be. And I don't know what this next group is going to be called, from the bad boys to the going to work. But I think last year, Troy Weaver put everything in place. He added a gigantic piece this year. What's he going to do next? I don't know, but I trust him. But you got your star. You got that galvanizing figure that's going to push to get other people to consider Detroit down the wager is totally risk-free up to $600.
Yep.
Place your bet on all the showdowns.
I can even pull right ahead when we're not.
Baseball and the MLS and many other sports from around the globe, especially those happening in Tokyo. When you register at BetMGM, you'll get the instant access to a variety of parlay selection builders. You hear me doing that all the time. That's what really makes the game fun, man. The in-game betting and live player options and all of that stuff, you can do that right there on the app or on the website. Simply download the BetMGM app today or go to BetMGM.com. Use bonus code RICO100 to get back up to $600 on your very first wager. With BetMGM, you're just a few taps away from turning game time into showtime. It's a new customer offer, paid and free bets. Visit BetMGM.com for terms and conditions. You must be 21 years or older. Michigan only. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-270-7117 and get some help. Excludes Michigan disassociated person.
It's happening. DTE is building a stronger grid. Right here, right now. A smarter grid that's more resilient, for better reliability. One that delivers more clean, affordable energy. It's happening. From Dearborn to Detroit, Port Huron to Monroe, and everywhere in between. It's all happening. Right where you are. Right now. DTE. There is nothing more beautiful than a tree. Unless, of course, it's fallen on your power lines. Fallen trees are responsible for nearly 70% of the time DTE customers are without power. So DTE is stepping up efforts to trim overgrown trees to keep you safe and the electric grid reliable. And it works. Where we've completed tree trimming, customers have had 60% fewer outages. Learn more at dteenergy.com/treecare. DTE.
It's a new day, and it's coming at you fast. It could be the day your workforce doubles, or the day your visitors quadruple. With Comcast Business, you'll have what you need to take on every twist and turn, like the flexibility to control multiple Wi-Fi networks from anywhere, and the power of the nation's largest gig speed network, one that can deliver gig speeds to the most businesses. Every day in business is a big day. We'll keep you ready for what's next. Comcast Business. Power your possibilities.
Get started with a great offer for $35 each month for 24 months for 2 years when you buy both. Want even more speed? Ask her to get up to 10 gigs for your small business. Call 1-800-501-6000 or go to ComcastBusiness.com today to find out more. Limited time offer. Restrictions apply. New customers only with 35 megabits per second internet and one voice line. Early termination fee applies. Requires EcoBill and AutoPay. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra and subject to change. Compares Comcast Business 10 gig EDI with AT&T 1 gig.
Prescription products require an online consultation. Restrictions apply. See website for full details and important safety information.
My husband's ED was affecting our marriage. When he first started experiencing ED, it was difficult
Let's go straight to the phone line.